In this deeply moving 10-minute journey, the wise man returns to share one of the most transformative forces in life, gratitude. Through timeless stories, personal experiences, and powerful reflections, he uncovers how appreciation can reshape your mindset, elevate your relationships, and bring peace to your everyday life. If you've ever felt overwhelmed, stuck, or disconnected from the beauty of life, this message is for you. Learn how to find meaning in the mundane, joy in the ordinary, and power in simply saying, thank you. Start your journey toward a more mindful, fulfilled, and intentional life, beginning with gratitude. Subscribe for more wisdom-filled lessons every week. Like this video if it resonated with your heart. Comment below, what are you grateful for today? Share this with someone who needs a moment of peace and perspective. Have you ever sat in silence and listened? Not to the noise outside, but to the quiet within? That space where you begin to realize just how much you've been given. Before anything was even asked of you. Gratitude is not about what you have, it's about what you see. When I was a young man, I thought life owed me something. I chased goals, compared myself to others, and always asked, what's next? But there came a moment, standing in the rain with empty pockets and a broken heart, that I learned something that no textbook, no trophy, no paycheck ever taught me. Gratitude is the anchor in life's storm. You see, gratitude doesn't change your circumstances overnight, but it changes the lens through which you view them. It turns what you have into enough. It turns ordinary days into blessings, and it transforms setbacks into setups for growth. Let me tell you a story. There was a man I met once, old, quiet, with hands that looked like they'd carried the weight of 100 lifetimes. He lived in a small hut, owned almost nothing, yet he smiled more deeply than anyone I'd ever met. When I asked him the secret, he said, every morning I thank the day for choosing me, not because I have everything, but because I am still here to experience it. That stayed with me. So many of us live in the someday. Someday I'll be happy. Someday I'll feel peace. But life doesn't happen someday. It's happening right now. Gratitude teaches us to anchor ourselves in the present. You woke up this morning. That alone is a gift denied to many. You took a breath without thinking about it. That's a miracle wrapped in normalcy. But when we're always chasing, always comparing, we miss the miracles happening right in front of us. Gratitude slows us down so we can truly see. Comparison is the thief of joy, my friend. It whispers lies that say you're not enough, you don't have enough, you haven't done enough. And it blinds us to the blessings sitting quietly at our feet. But appreciation? It's the antidote. When you stop looking sideways and start looking inward, you begin to see the abundance within and around you. You stop measuring your worth by the yardstick of others and start recognizing your own light. I once envied a man who had everything, the car, the career, the applause. But behind closed doors, he envied my peace. Never forget, the world's definition of success means nothing if you can't sleep at night. I used to think love was grand gestures and perfect words. But over time, I've learned love is gratitude expressed in the quiet moments. A hand held in silence. A thank you said not out of obligation, but with depth. Want to deepen your relationships? Start by appreciating out loud. Tell your partner what you admire about them. Thank your friend for showing up. Acknowledge the effort someone put in, even if it didn't go perfectly. We all want to feel seen. Gratitude is how we show others. I see you, I value you. Gratitude isn't a one-time feeling. It's a practice, a way of life. Every night before bed, I ask myself 3 questions. What moved me today? What challenged me today? What am I thankful for today? Some days the answers are big. Other days it's just the warmth of tea, the laughter of a child, the sound of rain. But no day has ever passed without something to be grateful for if I'm willing to look. You don't need a journal to start. Just a moment. One breath. One pause to say, thank you. Now, I won't lie to you. Gratitude isn't always easy, especially in pain. But here's the truth. The darkest times in my life have shown me the brightest truths. When I lost, I found out what really mattered. When I was broken, I discovered who I really was. Gratitude doesn't erase pain. It gives it meaning. It reminds you that even in struggle, there is something left to hold on to. Sometimes gratitude is simply saying, I'm still here, I made it through another day. And sometimes that's more than enough. So let me ask you now, what if you stopped rushing and started noticing? What if you stopped wishing for more and realized how much is already in your hands? What if you began and ended your day with a simple, intentional, heartfelt thank you? The world would still be chaotic. Life would still bring its storms, but your heart would be at peace. Gratitude isn't a destination. It's a lens, a way of walking through this life with open eyes and an open heart. So wherever you are, take this moment, right now. Pause, breathe, and whisper to life, thank you. Not because it's perfect, but because it's yours. And that is more than enough. There's a quiet truth the world forgets, that a thankful heart doesn't wait for perfect circumstances. It simply opens its eyes and chooses to see the beauty that was always there. Welcome. Today we talk about something ancient, something simple, something powerful. Gratitude. Not the kind you say automatically, but the kind that transforms you from the inside out. I remember a time I was walking through the forest after a long, tiring day. My thoughts were heavy. My mind was loud. I didn't notice the breeze, the light between the leaves, or the song of the birds. Until I tripped, fell flat on the ground. It was embarrassing and oddly humbling. Lying there in the dirt, I looked up, and for the first time that day, I saw the sky above me, the earth supporting me, the air in my lungs, and I smiled. Gratitude often finds us when we're forced to stop, but you don't have to fall to feel it. You only need to look. We are conditioned to chase more money, more time, more recognition. But gratitude interrupts that cycle. It asks you, what if you already have enough? I once met a millionaire who couldn't sleep at night, always afraid of losing, always craving more. Then I met a farmer who earned just enough to eat, yet he laughed with a freedom I hadn't seen in years. When I asked him how, he said, every day I open my eyes, feel the sun, drink tea with my wife, and that's enough for me. What more could I possibly need? You see, gratitude teaches us to stop living from a place of lack and start living from a place of fullness. Gratitude doesn't always come from grand experiences. It blooms in the everyday, the warmth of water on your hands, the sound of your child laughing, the smell of coffee in the morning. You don't need to wait for a life-changing event to practice gratitude. Start with what's right in front of you. Try this. Tomorrow morning, before your feet touch the floor, whisper 3 things you're thankful for. Not big things, true things. A roof, a friend, another day. That tiny act changes how you enter the world, from demand to appreciation. Now let's be honest. Gratitude is easy when life feels good. But what about when it doesn't? When you've lost someone? When you're uncertain? When the world feels heavy? In those moments, the gratitude isn't about pretending everything is okay. It's about finding one small reason to keep going. I remember a woman I met after a flood destroyed her home. She had lost almost everything, yet she stood barefoot in the mud, smiling. I asked her, how are you smiling right now? She said softly, because my children are safe, and everything else we can rebuild. That's the strength of a grateful heart. It doesn't deny pain. It chooses to find light within it. Gratitude during hardship isn't weakness. It's courage. We often underestimate the power of appreciation in our relationships. People don't just want to be loved. They want to be seen, acknowledged, valued. Think about it. When was the last time you sincerely thanked someone you care about? A partner, a parent, a friend. Not for something big, just for being there. I once wrote a letter to someone I hadn't spoken to in years, just to say thank you. Not to fix anything, not to get anything, just to express gratitude. That one letter brought healing to years of silence. A thank you can be a bridge, a balm, a beginning. Gratitude becomes powerful when it becomes habit. Start a ritual. In the morning, name 3 things you're grateful for. In the evening, reflect on one moment that made your heart feel full. It's not about being perfect. It's about training your mind to see. Over time, this rewires your brain, shifts your mood, deepens your presence, and slowly, the noise quiets, and the peace settles in. Here's something we often forget. You can be grateful for yourself too. Gratitude isn't only outward, it's inward too. Thank your body for carrying you, thank your past self for surviving, thank your heart for still being open. So often we focus on what we're not, but true gratitude invites us to see what we are. Whole, growing, worthy. As you walk through life, remember this. Gratitude isn't a moment. It's a mindset, a lifestyle. It's how you walk through the world with open eyes and an open heart. When you live from a place of gratitude, you rush less, you need less, you love more. So pause often, breathe deeply, notice fully, and let gratitude lead you home.